piece of advice for young geoscientists commencing their career, what advice would you have for a person entering the undergraduate in earth science today?
Well, I suppose I received no advice. And so my whole career was very poorly directed. It was semi-random. As I say, it was really just a series of accidents. I think the first thing I would do would be to identify one or two people who you thought could give advice that was worth listening to, and just chat to them. I'd suggest to them that they talk to lively people. When I was in Canada, the most lively people I knew were Tuzo Wilson's group at 49 St George Street. The place just hummed. It was an inspiration to be there. I remember Don Russell, Jack Jacobs, Ron Farquhar and I used to talk over ideas. And I remember we used to go down to a rather seedy cafeteria called the Macambo for lunch.
El Macombo.
El Macambo, was it? Or
yes,
Macombo?
on Spadina.
Was it?
Yes.
And we used to have a mint steak and onions. And there were all sorts of ideas. So I think the thing to do is to talk to interesting, lively, intellectually enterprising people if you can find them, and get some inspiring advice, get some down-to-earth advice. And I suppose the other thing is, when they're doing the work, never always, the things that you're best at are the things that you're most enthusiastic about. And try and work in your enthusiasms. If you develop an idea, as I used to say to my postgraduate students, never fall in love with an idea. Always go with your data. If you go with your data, if you find that your data contradicts an idea that you have, always go with your data, and you'll find that the truth is much more interesting than the fiction you had in mind.
Excellent.
But that said, always re-examine your ideas, but if on re-examining what you've done in as a detached a way as you can, even, if this doesn't fit in with what other people think, stick with it. This was one lesson I think that Haddon King taught me. Don't worry about other people. If you've done your work thoroughly, you've looked at it carefully, you've checked it carefully, you think it's right, unless you get later data that indicates in some way you were wrong, have the courage of your convictions.